Before we start, I want to say that only 1% of you are subscribed. Please subscribe because when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I will post a special video for you. Jack maneuvered through the crowded lanes of the Eridani exchange, his eyes scanning the vibrant stalls boasting goods from 1,000 worlds. As a trader specializing in Earth's rarer commodities, he found the station's frenetic energy invigorating. A voice pierced through the hum of bartering and chatter. "Excuse me, are you the one selling the Terran spices?" Turning, Jack faced the speaker. She was distinctly non-human, with iridescent skin that shimmered under the station's artificial lights and eyes like deep black pools. Her name, as he would soon learn, was Zara. "Yes, that's me." "Looking for anything in particular?" Jack replied, offering his most welcoming smile. "I'm curious about Earth's flavors. My planet Calum doesn't have such diversity in its cuisine," Zara explained, her tone a mix of wonder and earnest curiosity. "Well, you've come to the right place," Jack said, gesturing to his array of spices. "Have you ever tried saffron? It's quite popular back on Earth." "I have not, but I would like to," Zara replied, her gaze lingering on the delicate strands of saffron displayed before her. As Jack handed her a small sample, another human approached, slightly out of breath. "Jack, there you are. The shipment from Centauri just docked, and they're unloading now." "Thanks, Mike, I'll be right there." "Duty calls," Jack said with a half-grin, then turned back to Zara. "Would you like to join me? You can see more of the human side of trade up close." Zara nodded, a glint of excitement in her eyes. "I would appreciate that, thank you." Together with Mike, the trio made their way towards the docking bays. The station was a labyrinth of corridors and passageways, each turn revealing a new facet of the galaxy's rich tapestry of cultures. "So, Zara, what brings you to Eridani?" Mike asked as they walked, his voice friendly and inviting. "I am here to learn, to gather knowledge of other cultures for my people. We are explorers, much like yourselves," Zara explained, her voice filled with a deep, intrinsic melody. "And what have you learned so far?" Jack chimed in, genuinely interested. "That the universe is far more complex and interconnected than we ever imagined. Every species, every planet has its own story, its own way of life. It's overwhelming, but in a good way." As they reached the docks, Jack and Mike led Zara through the process of trade, from negotiation to the exchange of goods. The docks were alive with the sounds of commerce, the clang of metal, the roar of engines, and the multilingual shouts of traders. "This is the heartbeat of the station," Jack explained, his hands gesturing to encompass the bustling activity. "Everything and everyone connects here." Zara watched, fascinated, as Jack and Mike interacted with a variety of species, each transaction smooth and practiced. The harmony of trade, despite the diversity, seemed to resonate with her deeply. As the day wound down, the three found themselves at a small cafe overlooking the docking bays. The sky outside the massive windows was a tapestry of stars and nebulae, a backdrop to their continued conversation. "Jack, your world, your people seem so vibrant, so full of life and passion." "It's quite different from the structured calm of Calum," Zara remarked, sipping a drink Jack had recommended. "Yeah, Earth can be a bit chaotic, but it's home. And it's that chaos that drives us, fuels our creativity and our desire to reach out into the stars," Jack said, a reflective note in his voice. Mike nodded in agreement. "It's the differences that make this all worthwhile. Learning, sharing, growing together." As the station's day cycle began to dim, signaling the end of a standard trading day, Jack turned to Zara with a smile. "How about tomorrow we explore some more? I'd love to show you around some more parts of the station. Maybe share more about our cultures." "I would like that very much," Zara responded, her smile mirroring Jack's. Her interest in human ways was clear, and the prospect of another day spent with her new friends seemed to fill her with anticipation. As they parted ways for the night, The air was filled with the promise of new friendships and new understandings, the kind only the vastness of space could provide. The next morning found Jack, Zara, and Mike at one of the station's most popular eateries, known for its eclectic menu that boasted dishes from across the galaxies. The trio settled into a booth with a clear view of the busy kitchen and the diverse clientele. Jack handed menus to Zara, pointing out dishes he thought she might find intriguing. "This place is a melting pot of flavors, just like the station." "What catches your eye?" he asked. Zara studied the menu with a mixture of curiosity and amusement. "What is this pancakes? It sounds benign." Mike chuckled. "Oh, pancakes are a classic back on Earth. They're simple but delicious. You'll love them." "Then I shall try these pancakes," Zara decided, her tone playful. As they placed their orders, the conversation shifted towards the daily life of traders and the complexities of interstellar commerce. Mike, who had been trading on the station longer than Jack, shared anecdotes about the more eccentric trades he'd brokered. "So you're telling me you once traded a crate of synthetic wool for star maps?" Zara asked, both eyebrows raised in fascination. "Exactly that," Mike replied, grinning. "You never know what's going to be valuable to someone out here." Their meals arrived, and Zara watched intently as Jack demonstrated how to pour syrup over her stack of pancakes. Tentatively, she took a bite, and her eyes widened in surprise. "This is extraordinary! The texture, the sweetness, it's unlike anything I've had before." Jack smiled at her enthusiasm. "Glad you like it. Food is a big part of human culture. It brings people together, like us here." As they ate, the conversation flowed naturally. They discussed their home worlds, the traditions of their people, and their personal reasons for venturing into the vast unknown of space. Zara was particularly keen to understand human concepts of family and community. "In many ways, our families sound similar," Jack mused after Zara described her communal upbringing. "Even with all our differences, it's comforting to know that some things are universal." The meal continued with light-hearted exchanges and deeper discussions about their aspirations and fears. Zara, with her unique perspective, offered insights into her civilization's approach to universal dilemmas, which both Jack and Mike found refreshing. As they finished their meal, a group of musicians began setting up at a small stage near the eatery's center. The trio decided to stay longer, intrigued by the promise of live music. "This is another part of human culture that's big for us music. It's a universal language, much like trade," Jack explained, as the musicians started playing a soft, melodious tune. Zara listened intently, her head slightly tilted. "It's beautiful. On Calum, we have sounds that are structured much differently. This is soothing, almost healing. It's amazing, isn't it? How something as simple as music can cut across the void of space, making us feel connected," Mike added, his voice tinged with a rare sincerity. As the music filled the space, blending with the ambient sounds of the station, the three friends sat back, letting the melodies unite them in a moment of peaceful camaraderie. Their cultural exchange deepened, not just through words, but through the shared experience of music, food, and laughter. "Today was enlightening," Zara finally said as the musicians took a bow. "I'm beginning to see why humans cherish these experiences." "We're glad to share them with you," Jack replied, his expression earnest. "It's days like these that make life out here worth it." With promises to explore more of human culture and perhaps introduce some of Calum's traditions the following day, they parted ways, each enriched by the day's exchanges and looking forward to more shared moments. After the enlightening meal, Jack suggested a change of scenery. "The observation deck at dusk is something else. You'll get to see the universe in a whole new light," he explained, as they made their way through the bustling corridors of the station. Zara, alongside Jack and a new companion, Tom, an engineer at the station, entered the large domed structure of the observation deck. The deck was quiet, a stark contrast to the noisy eateries and marketplaces, with only a few other beings scattered around, all gazing out at the vastness of space. Tom, who had been a silent participant until now, spoke up. "It's something, isn't it? I come here often just to think. The vastness puts things into perspective." Zara moved closer to the glass, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's beautiful. Calem has observatories, but nothing like this. Our views are obstructed by the dense atmospheres." Jack joined her, pointing out various celestial landmarks. "That there is the Andromeda Galaxy. It's on a collision course with the Milky Way, but not for another 4 billion years, so no worries there." Zara laughed, the sound mingling with the soft hum of the station's life support systems. "I think we have plenty of time to prepare then." Tom chimed in with a technical explanation of the galaxy's predicted interactions, illustrating his points with gestures and a few sketches on his datapad. Zara listened intently, asking questions that showed her quick grasp of complex astrophysical concepts. As the deck's lights dimmed to enhance the view of the stars, the conversation shifted from the cosmic to the personal. Jack asked Zara about her life on Calem, eager to understand the social fabric of her world. Zara described her community, a harmonious society deeply connected with their environment, where each individual's role was determined by their skills and interests, rather than heritage or wealth. "It's a system that values contribution over possession," she explained. "That sounds quite ideal," Tom noted, his tone thoughtful. "Here, or well, on Earth, we're still figuring out a lot of that. There's inequality, struggle for resources. It's a work in progress." Jack nodded in agreement. "Every system has its flaws, I guess, but it's through exchanges like this we can learn, adapt, and hopefully improve." Their dialogue deepened, touching on philosophy, the role of technology in society, and the eternal quest for knowledge. Zara was particularly interested in human art and culture, subjects that Tom, with his hobbyist interest in ancient Earth history, was more than happy to discuss. "Art reflects our reality, but also our dreams. It can be a powerful means of connection," Tom explained, pulling up images of famous Earth artworks on his datapad. Zara was captivated by the colors and emotions conveyed through the images. "There's a rawness to these expressions. It's as if I can feel the artist's emotions through time and space," she reflected. As the evening wound down, the trio found themselves reluctant to part ways, having forged a bond not just of friendship, but of mutual intellectual respect. Jack, feeling a mix of satisfaction and curiosity, proposed, "How about we all meet here again tomorrow? I'd love to show you some of Earth's musical history next." "That would be wonderful," Zara agreed, her smile bright under the starlit dome. "I'm eager to learn more about your culture, and perhaps share more of mine." With a plan set for another meeting, they left the observation deck, their minds full of new ideas and perspectives, their spirits uplifted by the shared human and alien insights under the timeless gaze of the stars. The morning after their stargazing adventure, Zara met Jack and Tom outside Jack's quarters. Today, they had planned a quieter, more personal gathering to share their respective cultures in a homely setting. As they entered, Zara examined the various trinkets and artifacts Jack had collected. Each piece seemed to hold a story, a frozen moment in time from some distant world. "Your quarters are like a mini-museum," Zara remarked with a chuckle. Jack grinned, picking up a small metallic model of a spacecraft. "Each of these has a special memory attached. But today, I thought we could make some new memories right here." Tom set up a small device on the table which projected holographic images. "I brought something from Earth's history, ancient Egypt. Thought it might be fascinating to compare our histories." As Tom explained the significance of the pyramids and the pharaonic dynasties, Zara listened intently, her fascination evident. She compared it to Calem's ancient structures, which were built in harmony with the natural world, serving both functional and ceremonial purposes. "It seems both our cultures valued the afterlife immensely," Zara noted. On Calum, we believe in a continuum of energy, that life flows back into the cosmos. That's a beautiful belief, Jack responded, his interest piqued. On Earth, there are myriad beliefs about the afterlife. It really varies widely across different cultures. As the conversation drifted from history to philosophy, Jack suggested a change of pace. How about a bit of Earth cuisine to go with the talk? I can whip up something simple. Ever tried spaghetti? Spaghetti? Zara's eyes lit up with curiosity. Yeah, it's a type of pasta very popular back home. Jack moved towards his small kitchen area, motioning for Tom and Zara to join him. Tom laughed. Just wait until you try it with the sauce. It's the best part. Zara watched closely as Jack boiled water and prepared the sauce, explaining each step. Cooking is almost like a science mixed with an art, timing, temperature, ingredients all coming together. Zara nodded. Much like our preparation of zalroot on Calum, it must be tended with precision throughout its growth, and harvested precisely at dawn to capture its essence. As the spaghetti cooked, they continued their exchange of ideas. Tom shared more about Earth's technological advancements and their impacts, both positive and negative. Zara contrasted this with Calum's approach of technological harmony with nature, sparking a discussion on sustainability and conservation. Once the meal was ready, they sat down to eat. Zara's first taste of spaghetti was a delight to behold. Her expression of surprise and pleasure made Jack and Tom exchange a proud glance. "This is wonderful," she exclaimed. "The flavors are so rich and yet so simple." The meal passed with more laughter and stories. Jack found himself increasingly drawn to Zara's insights and the way her mind worked, so different and yet so similar to his own thoughts. As the meal concluded, Jack presented Zara with a small gift, a book from Earth about the stars, something to remember the day by. "This is for you, to explore more about our little corner of the universe," Jack said, handing her the book. Zara accepted it with genuine appreciation. "Thank you, Jack, and you too, Tom. Today has been enlightening. Your hospitality is something I'll carry with me." As they cleaned up, the sense of camaraderie was palpable. They agreed to meet again, perhaps next time aboard Zara's ship, to share what Calum had to offer. Leaving Jack's quarters, Zara felt a deep sense of gratitude and wonder, her thoughts already turning to how she could reciprocate the warmth and friendship she had been shown. Jack and Tom watched her leave, both feeling that the universe had just become a little smaller, a little more connected. After their educational exchanges and shared meals, Jack proposed an evening focused on human expressions of pleasure, particularly through music and dance. Zara was intrigued by the concept, eager to understand another facet of human culture. As Zara entered Jack's quarters, she noticed the change in ambiance. "This feels different," she remarked, taking in the soft music that filled the room. "It's all about setting the mood," Jack explained with a smile. "Tonight is about experiencing pleasure through our senses, sound, taste, touch." Tom, who had joined them again, handed Zara a small glass filled with a dark liquid. "This is a traditional drink on Earth called wine. It's meant to be savored." Zara took a cautious sip, her face lighting up with surprise and delight. "It's complex and warming. I like it." "Good," Jack said, pleased. Music and wine go hand in hand on Earth. They both evoke feelings that can be quite profound. As the night progressed, they explored different music genres. Jack played everything from classical compositions to modern ballads, explaining the context and emotions behind each piece. Zara was particularly captivated by the blues, which Jack described as a musical expression of longing and human emotion. "To feel the blues, you have to experience the highs and lows of life," Jack said, his voice soft as the melancholic guitar riffs filled the room. Zara listened intently, her gaze thoughtful. "Calum has songs of the cosmos. We sing of stars and fate. But this is more personal, more raw." Encouraged by her interest, Jack suggested they try dancing. He stood and offered his hand to Zara. Dancing can be an extension of music's pleasure. Let me show you. With a slight hesitation, Zara accepted. Jack led her through basic steps at first. As the music shifted to a livelier tune, their movements became more fluid, more confident. Zara laughed, a sound full of genuine joy, as she spun under Jack's arm. Tom watched, tapping his foot along with the beat. "You're a natural, Zara." The evening continued with more dancing, and eventually, Jack introduced Zara to another human pleasure massage. "Touch is a powerful sense," Jack explained. "A good massage can relax and invigorate the body." With Zara's permission, he guided her to a seat and began to show her simple self-massage techniques, starting with the hands and arms. Zara mirrored his movements, her brow furrowing in concentration, then relaxing as she felt the tension ease. "It's amazing how much stress we hold in our bodies without realizing," Jack noted as he demonstrated a shoulder rub. "Yes, I can feel the tension melting away," Zara agreed, her voice soft, her eyes closed in relaxation. The night ended with them all feeling a sense of tranquility and connection. Zara expressed her gratitude for the new experiences. "Thank you, Jack, and you, Tom. Tonight was truly an exploration of pleasure. I feel happy, deeply happy." Jack smiled, feeling a warmth in his chest at her words. "We're glad to share this with you. Happiness, pleasure, joy. These are things everyone should experience, no matter where they come from." As Zara left, the bonds of their friendship had deepened, bridged by the shared human experiences of music, dance, and touch. Jack and Tom remained behind, reflecting on the night, both feeling that they had not just taught, but also learned a great deal about the power of cultural exchange. The night air was charged with a sense of anticipation, as Zara and Jack found themselves alone, Tom having bid them good night earlier with a knowing smile. Jack had arranged the space with care, soft music playing in the background, candles flickering gently. Zara, ever curious and open, was the first to break the evening's calm. "Jack, you've shown me so many aspects of human culture. Tonight, what are we exploring?" Jack took a deep breath, his gaze meeting hers with a mixture of earnestness and slight nervousness. "Tonight, I thought we could explore something even more personal, human intimacy." Zara's eyes widened slightly, her voice steady yet curious. "Intimacy? You mean the connection between individuals on a deeper, physical level?" "Yes, exactly," Jack confirmed. "It's not just physical, it's emotional too. It's about sharing and understanding at the most personal level." "I see," Zara nodded, her demeanor showing openness to the new learning. "And you wish to share this with me?" "If you're comfortable with it," Jack added quickly, wanting to ensure her comfort. "It's about mutual understanding and consent. It's important that it's a shared, welcomed experience." Zara considered this, her head tilting slightly as she processed the information. "On Calum, intimacy is more communal, less personal. I am curious to understand your ways." Encouraged by her interest, Jack moved closer, his movements deliberate but gentle. "It starts with something as simple as this." He reached out, brushing a strand of her hair back from her face, his touch light. Zara's breath caught slightly at the contact, her skin tingling under his touch. "That is surprisingly pleasant." Jack smiled softly. "Human touch can be very powerful. We communicate a lot through it." He extended his hand, palm up, inviting her to place hers in his. "It's about connection." Zara placed her hand in his, her own smile growing as she felt his warmth. "It's very warm, comforting." Jack led her through a slow dance, no longer to the music, but to their own rhythm. Intimacy can also be about movement together, feeling the presence of the other. As they moved together, Zara grew more comfortable with the closeness. "I can feel your heart, Jack. It beats strong." "It's happy," Jack said, his voice barely above a whisper as they continued to move in unison. After a moment he asked, May I kiss you? Zara looked into his eyes, seeing the sincerity there. Yes, you may. Their first kiss was tentative, explorative. Jack was gentle, gauging her reactions and adapting to her responses. Zara experienced a cascade of new sensations, each one an echo of the deepening connection. After they parted, Zara touched her lips, a new understanding dawning in her eyes. That was very intimate. It's just one form of showing affection and connection, Jack explained. It's about sharing something that's important and personal. They spent the rest of the evening talking about human relationships, the emotional landscapes that they navigated, and how intimacy played a crucial role in bonding. Jack shared stories of love, sometimes joyous, sometimes painful, and Zara shared her people's more communal experiences of connection. As the evening drew to a close, Zara expressed her gratitude for the new understanding. Jack, thank you for sharing this with me. I feel closer to you, more connected to your world. Jack nodded, feeling a profound sense of closeness that had grown between them. I'm glad, Zara. This was about sharing, and I feel honored to have shared it with you. They agreed to continue their explorations of each other's cultures, knowing that each shared moment was a step closer in their unique friendship. As Zara left, the warmth of the evening lingered, a testament to the human experience of intimacy and connection. The evening began with a quiet air of anticipation, as Jack and Zara convened in his quarters for what was to be a pivotal night in their exploration of human intimacy. The room was set to foster a deep connection, with a gentle ambiance that encouraged open hearts and minds. Jack started the evening with a question, his voice calm yet curious. Zara, how do you feel about everything we've explored so far? Zara took a moment, her gaze thoughtful as she considered her experiences. It's been profound, Jack. Each experience has opened new horizons for me. I'm grateful for the trust and care you've shown. Encouraged by her response, Jack nodded, a gentle smile playing on his lips. Tonight, I thought we could delve a bit deeper into those feelings, explore what it means to truly unite our worlds, not just through words or dance, but through the full expression of human intimacy. Zara's understanding of his implication showed in her slightly widened eyes, but her nod was firm, her voice steady. I trust you, Jack. Lead the way. Jack took her hand, leading her to a comfortable seating area in his quarters. He started by sharing more about the emotional aspects of human intimacy. When humans share physical closeness, it's not just a bodily experience. It's emotional, often spiritual. It's about sharing the essence of who we are. Zara listened intently, her eyes locked on his. And is this common? To share such depths with another? It's common but always significant, Jack explained. It's a choice, a meaningful decision made between those involved. It's about mutual respect, care, and most importantly, consent. The conversation shifted as Jack asked about Calem's approaches to intimacy. Zara shared that while her people were communal, personal intimacy was not common but recognized as a deep bond when it did occur, often celebrated in a quiet, private manner. As they spoke, they moved closer, their initial touch tentative but growing in confidence and comfort. Jack was careful to gauge her comfort every step of the way, ensuring she felt safe and respected. Zara, in turn, expressed her curiosity and readiness to experience more. I want to understand, Jack. I want to feel the connection you describe. With her consent, Jack leaned in to kiss her, this time with a familiarity that deepened the act. It was a kiss that spoke of shared secrets and mutual discovery. From the kiss, they explored further, with Jack guiding her through the experience, each step deliberate and consensual. Their physical union was a slow dance of discovery, an exploration of senses and emotions. Jack's hands were communicative, his touches expressive of affection and care. Zara's responses were of wonder and acceptance, her own touches exploratory, learning the language of human intimacy through experience. As they lay together afterwards, the room quiet except for their soft breathing, Zara spoke in a whisper. "I never knew such connection was possible. It's overwhelming, but beautiful." Jack, his arm around her, squeezed gently. "It's one of the most profound experiences we can share as humans, and I'm honored to share it with you, Zara." They spent the rest of the night talking softly about what they had shared, discussing their feelings and thoughts about the experience. It was a deep exchange, not just of culture and knowledge, but of personal essence and emotional landscapes. As dawn approached, they agreed that their night together was not just a fleeting moment, but a significant step in their journey of intercultural and interpersonal understanding. They parted with a promise to continue learning from and about each other, each carrying a newfound appreciation for the other's world and heart. The room was silent except for the soft hum of the station around them. Jack and Zara sat close together, a blanket draped around them, reflecting on the profound intimacy they had shared. "As dawn approaches, so does the time for me to return to Calem," Zara spoke softly, her voice tinged with a hint of sadness. Jack nodded, his expression somber yet filled with a deep sense of connection. "I knew this moment would come, but it doesn't make it any easier. You've opened my eyes to so much, Zara." Zara turned to look at him, her eyes reflecting the stars visible through the window. "And you have shown me depths of emotion I had not known. My people will hear of the beauty and complexity of human feelings." They sat in silence for a moment, each lost in their thoughts. Jack broke the quiet. "Do you think you'll return here to the station someday?" Zara sighed, a small smile appearing. "I would like that very much. The universe is vast, but the bonds we form make it seem smaller, more connected. If fate allows, I will return." Jack reached for her hand, squeezing it gently. "And I might make a journey to Calem. It's about time I ventured out further than I've ever imagined." "That would be a sight to behold, a human on Calem," Zara chuckled, the sound mixed with a wistful note. "You would be most welcome, Jack. My people could learn much from you." They stood, moving to the window to watch the station come to life as the cycle shifted today. "Look at that sunrise, Zara. It's artificial, yes, but every time I see it, I'm reminded of new beginnings, just like the one we've started here." Zara leaned against him, her head resting on his shoulder. "A beginning, yes. I hope it's not an ending." "It doesn't have to be," Jack affirmed, turning to face her. "We've shared something unique, something real. That doesn't just end because of distance." "Indeed, it does not," Zara agreed, her voice firm with conviction. "We are now part of each other's worlds, Jack, no matter where we are." As it was time to part, they walked together to the docking bay where Zara's ship was preparing for departure. The walk was slow, neither wanting to rush their final moments together. At the bay, they embraced, a long, heartfelt goodbye. "Thank you, Jack, for everything," Zara whispered. "And thank you, Zara. Safe travels, and until we meet again," Jack replied, his voice steady despite the emotions he felt. They separated, and Zara turned to board her ship. Jack watched as she disappeared into the vessel, his heart full of mixed emotions, joy for the connection they had discovered, and sorrow at her departure. As the ship detached and began to drift away from the station, Jack felt a profound sense of peace mixed with anticipation. The station, a crossroads of cultures and stories, would continue to be his home, but now it felt like a gateway to even greater adventures. Walking back to his quarters, Jack felt changed. The station was the same, the people and the bustle as usual, but he moved through it with a new perspective, one that was richer and more nuanced than before. The story of Jack and Zara closed with a tender farewell, but opened the possibility of future encounters, a testament to the enduring power of connection across the vastness of space.